And welcome back to part 10 of What If Goku Were Adopted by the Breach. So last time, the father had come to avenge the son, but a time traveler from a distant time had come to intervene. Trunks had warned Goku and his gang about the incoming androids, and training began. In that time, Goku got a hold of Super Saiyan. Can't blend it with his Akari form very well right now, but he can do it in terms of going Super Saiyan on command. Raditz also, with enough time, did manage to get Super Saiyan down. And in that time, Trunks was born. He was born not to Vegeta in this timeline, but to Raditz and Bulma. So we now basically fast forward over to the actual time the androids are going to show up. Unlike before with, Bulma showing up with baby Trunks, Bulma stays out of this. Goku and Raditz urge them, like, you need to stay here, my love. If anything would have happened to you, I little Trunks, I would never be able to get stuff. Oh, come on now. I've been around since King Piccolo and Emperor Pilaf. Plus, I dealt with lived through you and Raditz and Frieza. I'm sure I can have the androids. And Goku's just like, Bulma, it's not about that, Bulma. If you're there, you're a possible hostage that can be taken. You and my nephew. I don't want anyone getting hurt that doesn't have to get hurt. Bulma just suddenly looks at me, and Raditz is like, what? Oh, you know what I meant. So they go off and meet up with everyone, and it goes about the same as the day before, where they're looking for the androids. Yamcha's the one who gets a hole through his stomach, and then they go and they F off to the area in which they eventually go and think words here. Face off with the N19 in Gero. Now, should note right here, what's the deal with the heart virus? Trunks obviously gave him the medicine, but it's done in a different context where everyone knew it. There's no secrets behind it. I fully believe that Bulma and Raditz would have been keeping an eye on Goku in the time, and if Goku were starting to show symptoms, they would have made him take the heart virus. And even if he wasn't showing symptoms, Bulma probably, being a scientist and all that, is like, Goku, a week before the androids start coming. Yeah, I want you, if you have, basically she would say that, think words here, slow my roll here. Look, starting a week from the androids, I want you to start taking your heart medicine, but I feel fine. Exactly, Goku. Trunks said that you get a heart virus and it takes you out. You haven't had it yet, and that date's coming up soon, which means you either are going to get it very soon, or it might not happen at all. But I want to take some preemptive measures just in case. It's like, fine. So they would have made Goku take his heart medicine twice, whatever the recommended dosage a day is, per day, for a week, leading up to the date they go fight the androids. Now, we know that Goku had contracted the heart virus at some point. Probably relatively soon to the actual date of the android showing up in this timeline. Because Goku was still able to fly, fight, and even go Super Saiyan. It was just, the moment he got Super Saiyan, it was actually starting to exasperate his heart virus. The stress was actually starting to exasperate the issue even more. But it's not like he contracted it at that very moment. He clearly had it, it just wasn't showing any symptoms for a little while. Kind of like the corona. Goku got the corona. That's canon now. That's very different. Heart virus versus the corona. No, very different. But anyway, so Goku, he's in tip-top shape. Goku, though, wants to test out these androids. So, again, at this point, once we get to this point in the story, I don't even bother to say what power levels are, because it's not really useful. And plus, at this point, there's no real canon levels for any of the opponents past this point. I know people constantly say, his power was this, his power was that. Where's your proof? Where's your evidence? I mean, you can do a video on, like some people do, say, this is how his power level is why, or this is why this power level should be this. But that's just you doing the best estimates you can based on the information you have. It's not an official number. So at this point, I'm kind of just gauging their power level based on where they were. Now, unfortunately for them, Goku turned to Super Saiyan off-world, so Gero had no info on Super Saiyan. And this, not only did he acquire Frieza and King Cole, a little bit of King Cole's DNA, no, he saw Super Saiyan. He's aware of that. So 19 and Gero are very much stronger, and 18 and 17 should be noted. And even Cell, quite frankly. Well, not Cell, because that's a different timeline Cell, but technically it's this timeline. So, yeah, technically Cell too, at least in this version. So Yeah, they're much stronger than, like, 19 actually was getting his ass handed to him by Goku up until Goku gave him some energy. And that was Goku in a weakened state because of the heart virus. This version of 19 could probably beat a full-powered, without heart virus Goku in the canon, mind you, in the original series. Here, Goku initially goes into Akari form, tries to takes on 19, but it's little go. It's a 10 times multiplier versus a 50 times multiplier. It's not going to do much, and Goku knows this, and he's just trying to, gauge him. Yamcha does warms that they can absorb energy through their arms or through their hands. Because Goku's like, oh, great. All right, then I guess we'll have to go full power. Yeah, and powers up the Super Saiyan. Now, compared to his original Super Saiyan, this Super Saiyan is much stronger than that because than his original power line, because he's had enough time to train with both Akari, Super Saiyan. Those two, even had it once. He had a big Zenkai when Frieza showed up. Plus, extra training he's done. So he's had a good amount of time to get stronger. Now, when I say when he's fought Cell levels of power, no, he's not that strong. Could he? I'm trying to think where I'd gauge his power right now if I were to give a sort of scaling. He could probably take on the original semi-perfect or imperfect Cell. He could probably go toe-to-toe with that Cell right now. But again, we're looking at a different Cell in this continuity, so keep that in mind. Anyway, he powers up, and he immediately starts to own 19, making sure not to use energy weapons except up close, where the hands aren't going to be able to absorb them in time. Eventually, he beats down 19, and Gero, F's off. So it's like, damn it! I've got to get to my lab. That's it. I'll just activate 17 and 18. That's it. That'll work. So long as I can keep them in line. Oh man, they're running away. Come on, guys. And then all of a sudden, he's like, Goku, I'm sorry, I'm late. I was coming back so I could help you guys out, but unfortunately, I was worried I missed the date. But it looks like I found you guys. What's this? Oh, we beat one of the androids. Goku, what do the androids look like? Well, they look like that guy, kind of like a big clown, really. This isn't the android I fought. Oh no. Wait, what do you mean? Yep. Even if his parentage is different, the timeline still gets screwed with. So Trunks, being the ever so thoughtful guy, mentions that I think me coming back in time to warn you guys has affected the timeline in some way. Wait, affected in what way? I think, for instance, there's more than these aren't the androids. There's two other androids. You've got to be kidding me, boy. What? What's wrong with you, Father? I'm sorry. And that's what Troy said. Father, what? And then he realizes, thinking back to oh my God, you're my son? Why did you say something before? If I said something before, I might not have even existed, let alone be your son. All right, that's a fair point, but my God, look at you. That explains why you can turn into a Super Saiyan like Kakarot and me. Oh, you got it from your old man. Wonderful. Thanks, Dad. Of course, no problem. No problem at all, boy. Now come on, let's go beat these androids you're so afraid of. Right, let's do it. Come on, guys. And so they all fly out, try to look for Gero. Meanwhile, Gero does make it to his lab in time. Ultimately, he does get found out, probably by Krillin, which I think would be hilarious. Because I think Krillin was the one. No, I'm thinking the abridged version, where he was the one who pointed out where the lab was. Although I think he might have been in the original. So they find the lab. Unfortunately, Gero is able to activate 17 and 18 just as they blow the doors open. Everything okay? We good? It's like, oh yeah, Doc. But why'd you put us to sleep? Just because you were malfunctioning. I call it being quirky. All right, Doc. So, sorry, we don't fit with your, general principles, personality, order. But we like to do things our own way. Seriously, boy, just do what you need to do and kill Son Goku and his friends. That does sound tempting. What do you think, Sense? I think it's a pretty decent idea. Of course, I'm not really looking forward to going back to sleep. And then Ozzy 17 granted. Yeah, maybe I'll hold on to this. How dare you give that back? Well, I mean, you were going to use it to put us back to sleep, right, Doc? No, I was going to use it for other things.
Oh, all right then. I'll take good care of it then, Doc. I'll hold it real tight. Oops. Guess I held it too tight, Doc.
You insolent little.
And then that's when they basically betrayed Dr. Gero, put a hole through his sternum, and crush his head. So they're they are looking outside to see the Z Fighters there, and say, "Oh, wow! It looks like we don't even have to wait for Goku and the gang. They already came to us, sis." Meanwhile, 18's looking at Sun's like, "Huh? Oh, is that right? Huh? Well, all right. What were you looking at? Just it looks like he's got another android up here. We can deal with it later. Why don't we have some fun killing these guys? That sounds like a plan. All right. Now, if memory serves, you're Goku, right?" And it's like, yes, I'm Goku. And I guess you're the androids. Oh, good show, old chap. Well, guess what your reward is? A nice, clean death. But it's a little cramped in here, and I'm sure you're going to fight back. Haven't had a good fight in a while, so what do you say we take this a bit elsewhere, a bit more spacious? And fine with me. All right. You ready? And then Goku's obviously Super Saiyan again. As ready as I'll ever be. Let's do this. Now, like I said, Goku's power at this point is probably enough that he could take on the imperfect self from the canon. From the original storyline. But I would say that right now he is right on par with 17. Like, it's kind of like Piccolo and 17's fight. That's how I envision this fight going, where they're both digging into each other deep and hard. That sounded weird. They're both basically laying into each other. And just boom, back and forth. Goku blasting him in the face. He's got his shield up. Going toe-to-toe. Goku, though, is realizing he's running low on energy. Man, you guys just don't quit. Yeah, thanks to our infinite energy engines the good doctor put into us, we can keep going doing this forever. Although, I gotta say, even though our energy supply is infinite, our stamina does leave something to be desired after a long fight. I mean, we're still technically human, after all. Wait, I thought you were androids. Technically, we're cyborgs. Human, but with some enhancements. Yep, I made a... Wow, so you mean you're... Yes, my baby maker still works. Yeah, God, every time I meet someone, they ask me that same question. I can imagine some people asking him the question, and, Krillin's, looking at 18. It's like, so, yes, it still works. All right, cool, not judging or anything. Nope. Oh, my God, she's beautiful. It's like, now you can... And 18's even, kind of just standing there. You guys can join in if you want, but A, that's a little cheating, so if you're joined in, I join in. And B, it's kind of fun watching them duke it out. Quite frankly, I was only a half serious about killing Son Goku. I mean, whether he lives or dies really isn't my concern. We just want something to do after being asleep for so long. All right, look, I don't know what kind of game you're playing, 18 Shink, but I'm not going to let you. I'll let you live any longer than you have to. Any longer. It's over. And then, he charges Ed and gets his ass royally kicked. Like, all right. Anyone else want to try it? Or Radz comes in. Now, Radz is significantly stronger than Trunks. Enough so that it's a little more in his favor than, say, Vegeta's fight with 18 did. 18's still ultimately the stronger of the two. Because, honestly... It's always depicted that 17's the stronger of 18, as far as I know. Especially when you go into Super. It's clear he's the stronger of the two. But I don't think that, at least in the Dragon Ball Z history, I don't think the difference between them is major. I think, if we're use, say, numbers, for example. If, hypothetically, 18's power is, 400 million. I'm using a hypothetical. 400 million. 70's is probably, a 450. He's got a good leap on her. But he's not so much stronger than her that he could completely dominate her in a fight. If anything, it'd probably be a close fight, but he would still more than likely win. But anyway, Goku and 17 are keep going. Goes, gotta keep going no matter what. It's been a lot of fun, Goku. Wish we could do it again, but those doctor's orders are still just rolling through my head. Shame. Well, I'll at least remember to I'll do you a favor, not even kill your family. That's pretty nice of me, right? Well, then again, I don't know what your family looks like, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, goodbye, Goku. And then, 17 just blasts and Goku fires Kamehameha, and there's a beam struggle there, just boom. Unfortunately, 17, again, with infinite energy, more or less, can just keep this up for as long as he needs till Goku just tires out. Goku's like, all my energy. It's like, oh, come on, G-Man. We both know where this is going. We're going, you're going to tire out, and I'm going to overwhelm you. You're going to be roasted. I mean, look, even your brother's getting his ass kicked. And sure enough, Goku kind of looks over, sees that not only Trunks, not only Raditz, who finally got laid out by 18, but a few others like Piccolo, who would be there at this point. Piccolo is kind of like the TN of the group at this point, or ATN of the group. He's there to help. He's on decent terms with them. He's not helping Gohan or anything like that. That bond never developed. He's also nowhere near as strong as he is in the original version because he hasn't fused with anyone. He doesn't have the benefit of training with other people like he normally did, but he's still very strong. Yamcha, because Yamcha's still there. He didn't take Goku back. Yamcha and Gohan's not there for obvious reasons. To really just touch on that, I think I touched on it last time too, but Gohan in this is in a lucky state that he gets to train with his dad. I'm sure he'll be pretty strong. But his mom wants him to focus more on his studies as a career than fighting, which makes sense. That means he's probably not going to be, and Goku is more than willing to allow that to happen because Gohan gets to spend time with his dad in this version. A lot of the time of his dad. Because they live in a very comfortable setting. So they don't have to worry about money. So Chi-Chi's a lot more lenient when it comes to that. But it still means that Gohan in this one's not a fighter in terms of the Z fighters. So Gohan doesn't go along in these adventures really at all. If anything, he's like the last resort. He stays home with his mom and his aunt so he can protect her and protect Hosen. Because frankly, power-wise, I'm sure he trained with Goku and Raditz multiple times, especially in the gravity chamber. Maybe even does it on his own. So his power may very well be like in the hundreds of thousands, 500 million or 500,000 area. Maybe not so much in the million because he doesn't get a lot of training like in the gravity chamber and on the high levels, but he still gets a solid amount of it. So he's like the last line of defense at the homestead, especially if people try to actually rob Capsule Corp, which has happened a few times. People have stolen the Dragon Radar a few times. Maybe you should stop leaving it in just a drawer. But anyway, so Goku sees it, everyone does, like, no! And it's like, oh, looks like your buddies are down for the count. The only one left is that bald one who seems to just kind of be cowering a little bit. It's like, look, I don't want to fight you, 18. Look, yeah, maybe we can work this out. Maybe we could be friends, or go get an ice cream or something. It's like, are you asking me out? Well, I mean, it beats fighting, right? To which, surprisingly, it's like 18's like, that's kind of beat fighting a little bit. Maybe I'll back up. And to be fair, Goku can see this going on too, but he's still seeing all his friends laid out. He's like, oh, hey, sis, are you serious right now? It's like, what? The societal, to go with the abridged version, society's definition of beauty is so overrated. I mean, I think he's kind of cute. It's like, oh, man. Look, sis, I mean, if you're going to kill those guys, kill them. Please don't kill my friends. It's like, oh. All right, I guess I'll kill them afterwards. Like, no! Oh, seriously, dude. Will you just give up? No, I won't. And all of a sudden, the primal nature he remembered from Akari is coming back. The problem with the Akari Super Saiyan form, like what Broly does and what he tapped into in this version to fight Frieza and kill him dead, is that the form is it was a spur of the moment instinctual form he took. He was already in Akari when he went into that, and the transformation took place while he's in Akari. But to do it simultaneously is something that takes a lot more effort, and the amount of pain that goes into it, that's why Broly growls so much. He's actually in pain. His power's overflowing. Goku knows that he can't just go into that pose. Like, I won't let you win. It's like, whoa, Nelly, you still got a bit more power in there, huh? All right then. How about a second hand? Kind of going to sell Gohan fighting the abridged version. I won't give up. And now he's just focusing. Remember that feeling. Remember it. Remember the feelings. Like, remember what feeling? You're just whispering to yourself now, man. I can still, but you're listening so loud I can hear you. Just say it out loud. He's just tapping in. And then he's all of a sudden that little switch kind of flips in him. And all of a sudden, I won't let you win. And all of a sudden, Goku isn't going into Super Saiyan Akari. He's going into something completely different at the moment. Because Goku still has his necklace with the flux waves. While the Akari is something that he can now do naturally. He completely forgot that he can still go into his Ozaru form if he wants to with his flux waves. So he basically just decides to tap into that, and he didn't even realize he was tapping into it, but he did. He starts draining the. Remember, the necklace we give him stores flux waves from the full moon, prevents him from transforming unintentionally. Same with the Radids. But instead, you are now getting a giant. What the hell is going on? All of a sudden, the blast from Goku's hands is just. His hands are just turning giant. He's turning into this monstrous golden form and standing before 17 now with these giant hands that are like. 17 is, say, the size of my thumb right here. Like, literally, but that'd be a perfect example right there. 17 is probably the size of my thumb, whereas Goku's hands are the size of my hands. His Kamehameha, it's now all just going pure instinct, just boom, and then just overwhelms 17, who instinctively put the shield up, but the shield just goes crashing into a mountainside, breaks, and just and everyone's just kind of standing up, and AG's like, holy, what is that? I'll be honest. Oh, let me go in the original Krillin there. I'll be honest, I have no idea. I have no idea. Actually, I like a Bridge Krillin's voice better. It's a little easier for me to do, too. I have no freaking idea. Goku stands there in the golden Ozaru form. Just starts wreaking havoc. Look, your brother. Look, I get it. Your brother wanted to kill Goku, but if you're not as bad as you look, I'm sure he's not as bad as he look. Go help your brother. Here, give me one of these. And even Trunks like, go, Krillin, are you nuts? You mean senzu bean? Don't worry, it's a senzu bean. It'll heal him up. Get going now. Right. And 17's now just cratered in the freaking wall. Just, I don't think I'm gonna be able. Oh wow, those things are great. Holy crap baskets, what did he do? Everyone else gets this, like the remaining senzu beans. It's like, yeah, what is Goku doing right now? I've never seen this form before. It's his Ozaru, but it's different, golden. Kakarot, it's me, Raditz. It's your brother. It's like, move! Then, everyone, he's now just rampaging. Kakarot, please, calm down. Fine, I'll have to calm you down myself. Transform into Super Saiyan. Clocks Goku as best he can, but remember, Goku's already stronger than Raditz in regular Super Saiyan. And add a Zaro on that, just boom. And yes, don't worry, it wasn't hard, but I hit myself in the face just right. It's like, boom. Just Maximin's like, Kakarot, please, it's me, your brother. Think of me. Think of your sister. Think of Bulma. Think of your son. Think of your wife. Well, not by the throat, mind you, he's crushing her. Please, try to remember. And then finally, Goku's kind of like, that little vague memory of him in the back is Kakarot, and he thinks back actually more to not just his brother. I mean, the memories of his family and everything come through, but when thinking about his brother, he remembers his sacrifice and the fun times they were having. Getting to know each other again. And Goku finally does start to calm down. Raditz, oh, Kakarot, please calm down now. It's all right. You won. We won. No, you remember GT, obviously. Power starts to recede, and Goku finally calms down. Granted, Goku was in a bit more of a rough shape in this version. As you know, he'd be in about the same shape when you think about it. It's more just he calms down, just and standing before them is Goku. It's Super Saiyan 4, but what would be called Super Saiyan Primal in this case. What is this form? What did he do? Goku, Kakarot, what happened? I don't know. Or actually, no, because his voice is a lot gruffer than I don't know. But I feel powerful. My power is it's unbelievable. Yes, it is. It's amazing. What is this? I think I figured out what happened. I don't know. I was trying to in the fight. I was trying to tap into my. And they would have probably named it. Like I said, they would have named it Kari at this point. Just to have a name for it, Kari. Instead, I tapped. I couldn't do it. In desperation, I think I tapped into the flux wave of my necklace. It transformed me into the ape form. But But something was off. Something was different. I was transformed as a Super Saiyan as well, and I couldn't think clearly now. But when you were able to bring me back, and now I have this form. Yeah. And finally, like, whoa, man, that's freaky. To which Goku finally walks up to 17 and 18. He's like, look, you don't. Gero's dead. You killed him yourself. You don't have to do what he says. You don't have to hurt people. We don't have to be enemies. But if you want to continue this fight, we can. But I warn you now. I may not know how long this power will last, but it's nothing compared to what you fought before. Like, I believe you. Quite frankly, I was just bored and really needed a good fight. Killing you was kind of it was afterthought, just because the doctor kind of drilled into our heads. But, yeah, I don't think I really want to be messing with you anymore. So what? Good. Good. But now there's still a question of what we're going to do with you guys. Like, what do you mean good do with us? I mean, like, we're our own individual people here. We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want within reason. How are we supposed to know you're not going to try to hurt innocent people still? Oh, come on. I mean, okay, he's got a point there. So, yeah, well, and then Goku finally powers down to his base form, just calming down and all that, like releasing the power, if you will. It's like, Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come back to our place? I'm sure we can figure something out. Bulma and my dad can probably work something out, and maybe find you a place to stay, job, all that stuff. And if you want, we can still have a fight every now and then. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. You were a tough-ass opponent. Now you got this power-up, too. It does kind of make me itch for a rematch at some point. You pretty much whooped my ass. All right, you're on. All right, we'll take you out. Or 18, what do you think? I still can't. And she's thinking about it, and she does look at Krillin and say, I still want to have that date with the bald one if he's with the bald one. If he's said towards the end, she's like, you mean, oh, yeah, right. It's like, yes, ma'am. Please, Goku. Please, Goku, make this work. It's like, all right, well, let's figure it out. And Trunks, meanwhile, is just like, what just happened here? Oh, we made up. We didn't have to kill each other. All right. So they head off to Capsule Corp to kind of lick their wounds, recover, and get into, have the androids kind of integrated to society, if you will. Meanwhile, a new threat lurks. What shall become of the Z Fighters and the newly reformed androids when their brother comes to visit? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z What If. Dragon, rock the dragon, and get the intro credits going. So that's where we're going to leave it off in part 10, with the androids ultimately being reformed. I think that is a reasonable result in a lot of these what ifs, that the androids, in the right context, can be reformed. But in other instances, sometimes they're never reformed. Sometimes they're never even woken up. Sometimes Cell finds them and just eats them up. In this case, they were reformed. But will they stay reformed? Will they even stay alive when Cell comes to play? We'll find out Saturday, honestly. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another What If. It'll be our part 13, I believe, of the Hinata Team 7 What If. So keep your eyes out for that. Later, folks.